a busy August, a lot going on this month. Obviously, it's already happened. A lot coming up as well. Thanks for joining us on Pegcity Soundoff here. And my guest today is Louden King. How you doing?
I'm good. How about you?
Doing fantastic, thank you. Fantastic. I think everybody knows at this point, but my name's Thomas Henry. I'm going to be hosting today, and really excited to have you on the podcast here. Been waiting for this one for a couple months now.
Yeah, well, I'm very excited to be here. It's my first time doing something like this, so I've been getting excited as the days have
Wicked.
gone. Sir,
That's awesome. That's great to hear. Well, definitely won't be the last time, I don't think, with
perfect.
having you on Pig City Sound Off for sure.
Yeah,
Really quickly, I do want to mention our sponsors as well. So we have our yearly sponsors that continue to support the podcast and roll through. So that starts with CDL Architecture, fantastic website, fantastic crew they have down there. Chase is a really great guy, obviously. It was nice to see him actually. Finally got to meet him in person at Summerfest, and really good to see him. He really enjoyed the show and supporting not only Peg City Sound Off, but the local music scene in general. So really happy to have them on board. As always, we've got Sid Bloom as well with the Musicians and Friends page on Facebook. And if you haven't checked that out, that is a great place to see where the upcoming shows are coming up, or new singles, or just anything about Manitoba music. Sid Bloom's always on top of it, so great to check them out. And obviously, always Trav Media as well. Trav very busy this year working on music videos, and we had him at Summerfest as well. He's been busy all year, just like he was last year. So happy to have him on board as well. So Louden King, like I said, really happy to have you here. I was waiting for this one for a couple months now. Do you mind giving us just a bit of an introduction to yourself and the band?
yeah. No, yeah. My name's Louden King, and I started like writing my own music few probably during COVID, and like I'm just a kid in my basement experimenting, and it's just grown into releasing an album, some more music, and starting out instrumental, but adding some new vocals recently. But no, I love music. I love
Mm.
playing music, and I love sharing that feeling with everyone. Everyone who's willing to listen, and everyone at the shows, and yeah,
That is amazing. You've done some great stuff in a short time and really improving and everything. Really, like I saw you, like I said, in June, and that show was fantastic.
yeah.
It was
Thank
at
you.
the Rock and Revolution at Blue Note Park. Sorry.
Yeah, that one was that was a very fun show, and first time I played at Blue Note Park, and so this is a great venue, and no place to play great than there.
Yeah, it was good weather, great people, everything fantastic. Definitely.
Yeah.
I think I read somewhere that you had started out as a drummer. So would that have been around that time then, when you're starting out around COVID?
No, I started well. The very first thing I started off was just like basic piano lessons for like toddlers. Probably when
Okay.
I was like 3 or 4. But like I first started getting into music when I was 6. That's when I started the drums, and that really stuck.
Wow. Okay. So that was early on then.
Yeah.
Awesome. So moving all the way forward, then what inspired you to finally start getting on stage, or what inspired you to kind of take that next step?
Well, yeah, like I said, like during COVID, I that's when I started like kind of recording because my dad had this old interface for recording, and I figured like I'm not doing anything else, I might as well figure out how to use this. So then
Yeah.
I eventually started like just for fun, just writing songs, inspired by like other like by instrumental artists like Paul Gilbert or Joe Satriani, because like I couldn't
Oh,
sing,
cool.
and I didn't want to try because I don't know, I didn't, I felt like I wasn't very good, so I heard them and thought, wow, I can, so you can still make music without singing. So then I eventually had like 5 songs, and I was like, oh, I could make an album, and maybe I could release it into the world. I didn't really
Yeah.
know what that would include, but I ended up doing that, and then that same that same springtime, uh, I'm from Steinbach. They have
Hmm.
like a free concert in the park thing, and I figured, well, it would be kind of fun if I applied and I got to play this music live, and so it kind of just sprouted from there, and it it just grew, and like it, I didn't want to stop, I just wanted to go play.
Felt like you were in the right lane. Absolutely.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
That's
yeah,
awesome. So that was your first stuff you played live was your own instrumentals, or were you doing anything else before that? Or
yeah. The first thing we played live was, yeah, my own instrumentals off my first album. It's just actually it started off. The first two shows I did were with me and my bassist Daniel. It started off as just us, and we couldn't find a drummer, so we played to like the recorded drums I had, and that was
okay,
definitely interesting.
yeah,
But
I can imagine. Yeah, that's one thing. It is tough to find a drummer.
yeah,
Every drummer I know is in like 4 or 5 bands, or they're filling in right now
yeah,
for people while they're trying to find a new person.
exactly, yeah,
Yeah, that's really cool though, to not only be playing your own music the first time, to be playing instrumentals. It's a very unique kind of field that you put yourself in when you're doing that. I know Apollo Sons, who just wrapped things up earlier this year, was one of
yeah,
the better instrumental bands out of Winnipeg here. Obviously, Noggy right now doing that as well with a lot of their songs that are fantastic. So very cool to see that field kind of growing for sure.
yeah, for sure. And look, like even in the last year with I'm gonna butcher the name, Angine de Porcine, but like
Oh yeah, yeah,
I'm not a huge fan of them, but I think their music's really cool. But like they're all instrumental, and it's crazy
yeah.
how popular they've gotten with like just
Hmm.
instrumental weird music like that.
Yeah, it's cool to see.
Yeah.
Very cool. And you recently started, or at least, sorry, you recently released a single, I should say, in June. Piece of that
Yes.
pie that where you've added some lyrics into that, or that is a song that I should say that has lyrics. So
Yeah.
what went into to making that decision, or is that something that you've been working on for a while and finally released it, or?
Well, it started like last summer, uh, when the root of it was probably like my bassist Daniel. He did every year he's been doing a summer camp like for a week. I forget what it's called, but and then yeah, so he sang a song there, and then there was like a month later or something. We wanted to add another song to our gig, and it was more of like
Yeah,
a it was more of like a there would be more people that were like less into like weirder music. It was kind of more for like I hate to say it, it's for like normal people.
traditional maybe is the way to put
Yeah,
it, but yeah,
sure.
for sure, more
But yeah,
standard traditional kind of thing.
so
Yeah,
there's always been times too where uh like you're playing somewhere, and it kind of feels like alienating to be playing instrumental music, where like people just think this is so weird. Why are they doing this? And yeah, and then it started where we added just a couple vocal songs just to see how it goes. Um,
yeah, mix it up.
yeah, mix it up. Yeah, exactly. And then it kind of like people really liked it, and we really liked it. Me and Daniel both sing, so like that was, yeah. It started last year, and then it we just really liked it. And so I figured this next song I'm gonna sing. If it goes bad, it goes bad. If it goes good, it goes good.
Absolutely, like we said, mixing it up a bit there. No, that's awesome.
Mhm.
It's a really good song. Is he the one who wrote the lyrics then, or did you work on them together?
No, that's me singing on that song, and yeah, so I wrote the lyrics on
You wrote the okay.
all of my recordings. I play all of the instruments so far in all of the recordings
Wow.
I've done. Yes, which is I guess like it started that way because like I was it just started with me on my own in my basement
Yeah,
before I had a band, you know. And then I don't know, I guess I didn't want to I don't want to stop playing drums. I don't want to stop playing bass. So I don't know, it's just and I feel like I have so many ideas in here
yeah,
that
exactly. You want to explore every avenue of it, right?
yeah, and
Yeah,
I'm not saying like my bandmates are phenomenal. I love playing with them. But it's just I have in my head like I hear it how I want to be
yeah,
and then I feel like I can it's just easier if I can put it out myself, you know.
yeah. How do you explain that to somebody? No, I know what you mean.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, for sure. Cool. Well, you mentioned your first album a couple times. So would that have been Supermassivity then?
Yeah, yeah. Supermass City was my first album. Came out in I think it was
I think yeah,
May
May or April
oh,
24, I think, right?
2024. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Uh,
it's a wicked album. 8 tracks on there, I think. And the title track, Supermassivity, seems to be the most popular of them and really good song. It's a bold song. It's 8 minutes, but for someone
yeah.
like myself, I really like those kinds of instrumentals. I grew up listening to a lot of the old Metallica albums and stuff like that.
Oh,
And I was one of the only people not skipping the instrumentals a lot of the times with my friends.
yeah. Uh-huh.
So
Yeah, well,
so yeah, I really connected with that one.
yeah, that's probably my favorite off that album that I written and like I love Rush. They're my favorite band. And I saw the Rush in Toronto this past Tuesday. It was
Oh,
wicked.
you were there?
Yeah.
Cool.
So
Cool. I had a friend who was out there as well. That's awesome.
nice. I don't know how familiar you are with them, but like they've got lots of instrumentals like uh,
Yeah.
YYZ of course and lots of long songs like my favorite's probably Xanadu and like it
Yeah.
uh, especially for that album I took a lot of inspiration from that where it's like I love all these super long songs and I I don't know I'm just gonna do what my mind likes and it turned out yeah that Supermassivity it started off as like 3 minutes and then it just kept growing and growing but like
Yeah.
I'm okay with that you know maybe I
Yeah.
tried to
I don't know what I would ask you to cut from it. So no, I got to agree with you there. All 8 minutes of it are fantastic for sure.
hmm thank you.
It's awesome. So I did want to ask you as well, something I'm interested in is how you go about naming some of your songs and instrumentals. Because a lot of the times the song is named based on the lyrics or the chorus, or it might even be just one word that's said in the song. How do you go about naming some of the songs, especially on that album? Let's stick with that.
Yeah, so that especially on that album on Supermassivity like well so Supermassivity came from well a lot of the ideas do come from my dad and then
Oh, cool.
yeah so example for Supermassivity he was reading an article about black holes or something and then he heard the word supermassivity in it which meant like super massive or something like that and then he suggested that to me and I don't know I thought it fit and same
Yeah,
with
it's unique for sure.
yeah and there's a couple other songs like this is not in supermassivity but in my EP Last Stand which I released last year there's a song called Lou Guru which is
Yeah, that's a really good song.
thank you it comes from Loup Guru like werewolf in French pretty sure
Oh, okay.
but because it's kind of like a spooky tune so
Yeah.
so it came from like Loop Guru, but minus the P, so that it could be like Lou or Lao, like my name, which is kind of
Okay,
funny.
that works perfect. Yeah.
And the song Van Dog, he suggested that because he thought it sounded like a Van Halen song and a Sheepdog song. So Van
Oh, there
Dog.
you go. Yeah, kind of merging.
So yeah, a lot of the names come from him. but also a lot like on Supermassivity. It just comes from like a lot of times when I'm writing instrumentals, like I'm expressing emotions rather than like stories or like other things that like you would express in a song with lyrics. So it's just like it's based on like how the song feels to me.
Yeah,
Like the song "The Grind" off the first album is
yeah,
it.
it's the
I
opening
wrote that
track.
song about uh, like hockey. Like I got cut from hockey tryouts, and I was just like angry. And I wrote that song, and it's about the grind of practicing and all that. Or uh, what's another one? Would be time. That one was about like uh, we just gotten past, or I had just gotten like a few years into high school, and it's kind of like, wow, time is like going by fast, and soon I'm gonna be in university, and I don't really know how to feel about that right now.
Yeah,
Just like things
cool.
like
Yeah, that's really awesome. So do you always have the song already, maybe not finished, but you've already got a lot of the song done, and then you give it a title, or does it ever go the other way around?
yeah, it's usually like I'm done the song,
Yeah, that's
and
what it sounds like. Okay.
yeah, I'll be done the song, and like someone will ask me, "What are you naming it?" And it's like, I don't know yet. Like I have no idea.
Yeah, it's just like you said, it's just an emotion or a feeling right now, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Cool. And then what about the placement of the songs, like picking what to start with? I think "The Grind" is the first song on
Yeah,
Massivity. But yeah, how do you go about choosing that? I even when I was looking at the song titles or the track titles, it was even kind of thinking like there's a sequence to this. You can kind of get a little bit of a story even just by going from one to the other. But yeah, I was going to ask you about placement as well.
yeah. Well, like as like for me, I'm a no, I know not everyone's like this, but like I'm an avid like album listener. Whenever I listen to music, I always listen to an album all the way through.
Yeah,
So I think of an album as like an experience. So like I kind of think of it similar to like a live show where you want to have different you want it to segue good into different songs and
yeah,
uh,
absolutely.
create a story and also show the differences in like depth, emotion, pace, what, and also keep it like even. So you don't want to have like five hard rockers in a row and then like two slow songs. That just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
As well as like keeping in mind like this song has got a super sick outro, so maybe I'll end the album with that because I think that'd be a cool way to end it. You know?
Yeah, absolutely. No, I really like asking people about the thought that goes into that for sure.
Yeah.
Are you? Because I've only seen you live the one time. Like I said, at Blue Note Park, it was fantastic, great show. Everybody put on a fantastic
Yeah,
performance.
for
Do
sure.
you talk between the songs when you have a bit more time, or do you kind of go from one song to the next?
Um, yeah, like that show, I was running out of time because of that my
I
guitar issue. But I think usually I do talk a little more. As-
Okay.
Recently, I've been trying to talk a little less compared to like last year when I was doing shows because I just find unless I'm like saying something like interesting, like actually really interesting, I I feel like the music part of me is definitely more interesting than the nervous me on stage talking. And like of course like say the things uh, about the other bands, your merch,
Yeah,
name, intro, like stuff like that. But I find like I I want to say musical things rather than words. You know?
for sure. No, absolutely. And one of the reasons I asked is with instrumentals, it does really you can really flow from one song to the next that much easier or that much. It flows together that much better, I should say. Sorry.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. And like especially like seeing cool transitions live is like
Yeah,
it's a great experience.
yeah, I agree there. Speaking of Rock and Revolution, shout out to Terry saying hi there in the chat. He was the one who put that
Hi,
show on
Terry.
from Part 287 there. But yeah, I definitely agree with you there. So I've got to ask you as well. I'm not a musician myself, so I don't have any gear or anything like that, or a lot of know-how about that. But I did want to ask you about your gear that you use, well, for any gearheads listening, about your
Yeah.
guitar, sorry, and amp, and just what you kind of are lugging around with you from to the shows.
Yeah, so my guitar, I'll do a magic trick here.
Hey, there we go.
Here's my Ernie Ball Luke 3. Ernie Ball Luke 3. I got this last year. It was part of like a grad gift from my parents.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and
That's awesome.
I can even play it a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, this guitar is like I love this guitar. It has like one of my favorite things is the neck. Is roasted maple, and
Yeah.
it's so smooth, feels so nice. And well, when I first got it, like it was kind of I knew about the feature, but I didn't really think much about it. Like I just think I'll use it sometimes, but I've really loved on my volume knob. You can push it in, and it'll apply a boost, which I've found.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
It's been so useful live. So
Yeah.
you can go from like a nice clean tone to like a more lead tone. I'll demonstrate that here. So like that's been one of my favorite things, and yeah, I love this guitar.
Yeah, that's super cool.
Another thing I use another magic trick. That's my amp. That's a Friedman small box. It is
Okay.
It's like Friedman's more like they focus on just like high quality products, and this amp is very simple, but like anything you do with it sounds like so good, and you could put the knobs anywhere and it'll sound magnificent. And I actually wrote a song. Well, that's not true. I was gonna say I wrote a song about the amp, but I actually wrote a song about the pedal called the small box, which I also have.
Oh, okay.
Which is modeled after. It's meant to sound like the small box amp.
Yeah.
Which is Dreaming of a Small Box off my first album.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, that's the amp I use, and like it's a lot of gigs you do that they offer like a backline amp for you to use, and I always just bring my own because like I just love it so much. And like, it's even like when I went to Salamander Fest in Brandon a few weeks ago, I brought my own amp, and because I just think even traveling with it, it's just so worth it because it sounds so good.
Yeah, and after you play with it that long, obviously with the same amp, I'm sure it feels weird not to, or just the thought of not having it up there, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Really cool. Well, it gets the job done. They both do. Because yeah, like I said, they sound fantastic.
Yeah. No, it's great gear.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm looking forward to hearing them again. Do you have anything coming up? I thought that I had seen that you were playing something at Assiniboine Downs market or something, but I haven't been able to find it since. So I don't know if that was something older that had already passed or.
Yeah, no, I'm playing at the Assiniboia Downs Night Market on the August 23rd. That's my next show.
Okay, cool. That's a
Yeah,
really cool place to play.
yeah. That we're on the like the vendor stage, so it'll be just
Yeah,
me and my bassist because we got to do a little more like calm set.
yeah,
uh,
for sure.
yeah, and then we're playing at Lilac Resort in early September,
Oh,
which
nice.
is also like that's a super fun place to play.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
Yeah.
Wicked. No, that'll be awesome. So, like we were saying earlier, I had first seen you at the Rock and Revolution. They had some great bands there. The Soundoff was there, Ditch, Lone Riot, 2112. Fantastic. Are there any new bands, or not new bands, sorry, but bands that are new to you that you've been listening to from the local scene, or any bands that you played with that you've started listening to as well?
Yeah. Well, about or it was last year. Uh, I had met this guy at Country Fest, and I found out he played keyboards for Irvin Miller, and
Oh,
he was
wow.
yeah
Cool.
he was like still big last year, but not as big as this year. So I
Yeah.
went to see him. I saw them at the uh, Sunday night jams at the Times Change
Yeah.
because Dave McLean he was playing somewhere else, so they took over and they were awesome. Like everyone knows that now. So then I saw them
Yeah,
again.
Urban Miller's amazing for sure.
Amazing again. And I've like every he's not small anymore. Everyone knows Irvin Miller. He's phenomenal.
Yeah, he's blowing up for sure. I interviewed him not too long ago, a few months back after I'd seen him at Bell's Kitchen. I'm like, man, as many times as I can see you at a small venue or see you at Bell's Kitchen or anything like that, I'm gonna go because I don't know how long it's gonna be
Yeah,
before he's not playing any small shows anymore.
exactly. Yeah, like
Yeah,
in April. I don't know if you probably saw this. He opened for the Sheepdogs, and I went to that
yeah,
one. Like, that was so cool. That was so cool.
yeah. I think I talked to him right before that,
Okay,
so
yeah,
we brought that up. Yeah, what an amazing opportunity for him there, and I wish I could have been at that show because yeah, that must have been an amazing show.
yeah,
Yeah, that's cool. I've only got to see the Sheepdogs once. I don't know if you've seen them before. I saw them at Rock in the Fields a few years back, but yeah, they're a wicked show for sure.
yeah. I've seen the Sheepdogs. I don't know exactly how many times, but it's probably around like 8 to 10.
Oh, nice. There you go.
Yeah, I'm a big Sheepdogs fan, and like so is my dad. So he's been bringing me since I was a little guy.
Awesome. Well, definitely that's the right influence right there for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Wicked. So yeah, for anyone who wants to see you upcoming, like we just said, Assiniboine Downs on the 23rd. I think you're playing around 9 o'clock, or was it 9:45, something like that?
9:30 p.m. Yeah,
9:30. Okay, right around there. Okay, perfect. And yeah, like I said, that's a cool place to play or
yeah.
a cool place to see you. It is, like you said, a little bit more like background music or chill, but that's perfect for instrumentals. So
Well, we're gonna make it foreground music then.
there you go. There you go. I like that. That's awesome. Look at any other local bands you've been listening to? Urban Miller, like I said, really he's fantastic. He's
Yeah,
going places for sure.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, I've been lucky enough to play with Righteous Fist twice in
Oh,
the past
nice.
year, and they're very tight, and
Yeah,
they
they
make
lay
some
it down for sure.
very cool songs, and they're great guys. Like I've talked to them all quite a bit now, and like yeah, it's great to watch them live, and yeah, especially their drummer Rob, he's killer.
Yeah, yeah, he's really good.
hmm
They're just a great. They're a great vibe on stage for sure.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
So I really like the artwork you had for Supermassivity. Same thing for Last Stand as well, which, like you said, came out last year. Do you contribute to the artwork on the albums as well? Because yeah, they look fantastic. Especially Last Stand looks like it's perfect for a vinyl.
Yeah, yeah. No, I really like them too. It started like for both those two, I like I kind of I came up with the idea myself, like I'm not a very good drawer or anything, so I kind of I draw
Come up with the
what's like
concept of art.
reasoning in my head, and
Yeah,
like and then I gave it to my buddy Jace Kasdorf, and he's a real good artist, and
oh
he
cool.
he did both of them on yeah, and like I give him the picture, I give him a couple like reference like album covers for like the similar vibes that I'm kind of
Sure.
feeling, and
Yeah.
he does an awesome job.
Yeah, the final product's fantastic. What did you say his name was? Sorry,
Jace Kasdorf,
Jace. Well, shout out to him because yeah, that's wicked work by Jace for sure.
for sure. Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, I think we're gonna wrap things up here soon. Is there anything else that's coming up for you, or anything else that we go over quick?
Uh well, I don't know if you can see over here, but this is my Kiwi collection.
Oh, cool.
And the reason why this is interesting is because last no 2 years ago around Christmas time, we played a set of three Christmas sets in a weekend at the local mall here. And
Okay.
at Winners, I found this guy. He's a
Oh,
Kiwi
okay. I see now.
made
Now
out
I
of
can see
metal,
what it is. Yeah.
and I just thought, I don't know, I'll put him on stage. He's funny looking. And then suddenly people started gifting me like all these Kiwis because they thought it was funny too. And now, yeah, that's why. And then I kind of started associating the Kiwi bird with like my music, and that's
Yeah.
why
Started a
that's
trend.
why a Kiwi ended up on the cover of Last Stand. And
Oh,
yeah,
cool. I
hmm
didn't even think of it that. I didn't notice that. That's true. That's awesome.
yeah,
That's really cool. I don't know. Before we go, I should mention as well because you got some really cool shirts. That's another thing that people can get from you is merch. Do you have some new merch coming up, or is it the shirts
uh,
for now? I don't have one I can show off at the moment. I apologize. But
yeah.
you
I
got
don't.
some really cool shirts for sure.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, those are. Yeah, we got those shirts. We don't have any new stuff coming right now, but we got the shirt, and we've got some like CDs, of course, some stickers, and
Yeah,
yeah, when I'm planning eventually, I'm gonna make another album, of course. So I think when I do that, definitely gonna get some new merch for sure.
awesome, awesome. Yeah, like I said, that shirt looks fantastic. That was really cool.
Yeah, thank
Do
you.
you have some new songs that are done then, or just some that you're working on for a new album, or
I don't have
in
any
this
done
the
right
beginning
now.
stages there?
Yeah, but I've got lots of ideas, and like I know for me, I love to just sit down and play and have whatever is just come out of my hands and my brain, and so I
Yeah,
find it really easy to come up with new ideas and new songs. So yeah, and I've got lots of things that I want to like record right now as well.
cool. That's exciting. Well, I'm happy to hear that. And I think I said it earlier, but I am really happy to see another instrumental band. Anytime I see that field growing, it's really cool to see, especially in Manitoba. We got so much talent here, and yeah, it's just a different vibe. I love having even an instrumental band on a set as two bands where they have songs with lyrics out throughout the night. Just kind of mixing it up. It's really cool to see.
Yeah, I agree. It's to me whenever I see one, it's very I really like it because like
Yeah,
you don't see it a lot, and it's
yeah,
really,
exactly.
especially like for me, like I grew up and like I was played jazz band in school and like into all sorts of different music that are instrumental and is not necessarily like mainstream. And I think it's just really cool
Yeah,
to see people into similar things like that.
yeah, absolutely. I hope to see that continue to grow as things roll on.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, it's been great talking with you. Thank you for taking the time to come on Peg City Sound Off. We'll definitely have to talk again when you have something coming up or the when that
Yes.
when you are ready to release an album. love to talk about it for sure.
Yes, me too. Thank you so much for having me. It's been a pleasure, and I'd love to come back. It's been a great time.
Awesome. Yeah, we'll talk to you again soon. And for everybody watching, if you looking for something to do tonight, the Tap House is going to be bumping tonight. Absolutely, we got Valley Narrow playing, Graffiti Parks as well, Red Mac Band. So get down to the Tap House. I think that's starting at 10, if I'm not mistaken. Doors open at 9. So it's going to be awesome. Our other host Joel will be there, so be
Awesome.
really cool to see. And yeah, thank you again. Really good talking
Yes.
with you.